Are you having a hard time getting people to do anything when they get to your website? Maybe you've done all the right SEO, the right social media, the right emails. You're doing everything right, but something's disconnecting when they're getting to your website. And for whatever reason, when they're on your blog, they're on your landing pages, they're on your sales pages, they're just not converting. They're falling absolutely flat. Hi, I'm Don Purdom and Unveil the Web. I was recently reading in Paul Cherry's book titled Questions That Sell that 20% of what's on your consumers' minds, they're delighted to share with you. But 80%, they're not giving up that information. So it's up to us to figure out what the 80% is of things that are on their mind. And let's say for just a minute that we become so relevant to our audiences that we're able to now convert them in a way that's measurable, a way that's meaningful, a way that's profitable. How do we go about doing that? Today in Inc., on their website, Danny Iny wrote a really solid article on this topic of how do we understand the 3 different types of audience types and how do we move them in the right conversion direction through being relevant. Now, I always define relevancy as solving one problem for one person and then offering one solution. What Danny did is he wrote about Scott Oldford's process that he takes people through so that once they establish the relevancy, well, now I know what type of person to put in what bucket, because what's happening, according to Scott, and Danny highlights this in the article, is that we are all way too broad when it comes to our call to action. You know, those days of just writing this great blog article and then asking people to do things is now starting to fall flat. The reason? Well, Danny highlights who knows why. Maybe we don't have enough data yet to really understand what's going on in that particular scenario of the individual and why they are making decisions or they're not. But here's the point. Scott brings out 3 different types of people based on their journey and where they're at. And what we ought to be doing is figuring out ways inside of our relevancy, again, solving one problem for one person with one solution, and then moving them through different sales funnels. So Scott's identified 3 different sales funnels, and I love the way that he's done this. The first is through what he calls the sidewalk. And by sidewalk, he means these are people that are unaware that they even have a problem. They're not looking for a solution. They don't care about a solution. It means absolutely nothing to them. And so your content, while maybe relevant, not important. And so they're not going to do anything. And I absolutely am convinced that this is the majority of people that we're reaching. Nothing wrong with that. Again, remember that we've got people across a wide spectrum, if we're doing this right, that we're talking to at any given moment with one problem, for one person with one solution. So if you've got a person that's on the sidewalk and they're kind of starting to identify that there's something there, but they don't really care yet, what bucket are we putting them into so that we can create and educate them about what might be happening in their business? Now, we ultimately would like to transition them into the slow lane. And I just love these 2 expressions that are coming up. The first one being slow lane. And so Scott's done a justice for us here by helping us realize that in the slow lane, people are aware that they have the problem and that they understand that there's a reason for a solution, but they're not quite there yet. And so they need some pampering, they need some more education, they need some more information, and they need to know that we understand them and that they understand us. And are we creating that content for them that's just right, that hits that sweet spot so that they can go into the 3rd bucket? And that 3rd one is the fast lane. This is the one where people are highly aware of their problem. They're highly aware that something has to change. They're ready to take action and they're going to pay for it because they realize they can't do it on their own. And if they keep going down the road they're going down in that fast lane, there's going to be an accident. There's going to be a collision that is just dreadful, damaging. And so I love these 3 buckets. And somebody coming into your website could be in any one of those 3 at any moment. But the key is that you've identified a way to take them through a process based on where they're at. Now, I'm going to be experimenting with this because I'm wondering, you can't always put 3 call to actions inside one landing page or one blog article, can you? Yeah, I think you probably could. I really do. So I'm going to be experimenting with this myself. And Scott, I hope you jump on and and give us some feedback. I put a link in the bottom to Scott's website and information, as well as the article to Danny, the link to Danny's article on Ink today, which I hope everybody will jump over and check out, because it is really informative in helping us understand that if we're going to start succeeding in marketing, we cannot keep doing the same things that we have been doing for the past year, 2 years, 5 years. Remember, if in 6 and 12 months from now we're doing the same things that we're doing today, we are working ourselves out of business. Do you have a thought, comment? Leave it below in the comments section. I hope to hear from you.